So Floris Blok, now Floris, some of you might actually know Floris because he's been on our forums before and has been a regular guest and a panelist on our forums. Sorry, not a panelist, a moderator, but also a participant on our forums. So I'm going to introduce a bit of Floris. Floris does lots of stuff, but he specialises in helping business owners optimise their revenue model with a mix of revenue operations, growth marketing, and a buyer enablement. You guys have given me big words today, to deliver great employee and customer experiences. His focus on digital channels and digital solutions is helping businesses be more resilient and achieve their goals. He also runs a sales and marketing podcast, The Front Line, and I've listened to it. It's got some really great podcasts and episodes on there. And recently, last week, announced the launch of a Pathbreaker, which is a think tank supporting the socio-economic recovery of the economy, led by a group of academic and industry professionals, of which Floris is a co-founder and the CMO. So welcome, Floris.
Thank you. Shall I start my timer then? Right, so thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'd like to talk a little bit about digital transformation from a commercial and strategic point of view. If there is one thing the pandemic has done well is shine a light on the need for businesses to be adaptive and employ digital tools to survive and to thrive in a fiercely competitive market. Companies need to react almost instantly with new business models and technological solutions in response to ever-changing needs and supply. In my conversations with other organizational change management consultants, the quote of the day is, "Change is the new business as usual." So how do organizations and the business leaders adapt to these new attitudes and expectations from employees and customers alike? Well, this is where digital transformation is the answer. So I'd like to start by actually clearing up some of the terms used in the industry. So let's look at the different definitions. We've got digitization, which is the process of changing from analog to digital form, the example that Simon gave. Digitalization is the use of digital technologies to change a business model and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. Digital transformation, and the best definition that I could find was from Salesforce, is the process of using digital technologies to create or modify existing business processes, culture, and customer experiences to meet changing business and market requirements. To save on time, I'll be saying DX quite a lot. It basically means digital transformation. So from these definitions, you can see how each one of them incorporates more areas of change. So in short, DX is about people, processes, and technology in that order, at least in my opinion, to create innovative solutions to improve the customer experience and the employee experience as well. Couple of warnings. Nothing I'm saying today is restricted in any way, shape, or form to specific company sizes. The worst misconception I've encountered is that DX is only applicable to large organizations. It doesn't. Size does not matter. In fact, it's probably more relevant to SME, as we saw from Simon's presentation, because small organizations are in theory more nimble, more adaptive, quicker to change if managed properly. Luckily, this is what we're here to discuss today. The second warning, these terms have been unfortunately co-opted by B2B IT marketeers. So anyone selling a document management system, for example, is calling it digital transformation. What in essence they are doing is installing new departmental printers with an automatic ink ordering widget, which is where the money is, by the way, and some software that turns documents into PDFs stored on a SharePoint. I should know, I worked for one of the biggest brands in the industry, Canon. That's not digital transformation, that's digitization with a hint of digitalization. The primary objective of DX is to create a positive business outcome by focusing on customer experience and employee experience. It's about creating new business models, being more agile and efficient, being more resilient, and being more customer and employee centric instead of product centric, for example, or sales centric. DX is intimately tied to your commercial strategy, be it from a business model point of view or finding new efficient ways of working, like automation, for example. High intensity, low value repetitive tasks are prime targets for automation. But in order for that to happen, organizations need to focus on their company culture first and foremost. That's why a cultural transformation must be tackled first before any new process or technology is implemented. I might go on into more details a little later, maybe in the breakout room, but for now, suffice to say that innovation, self-development, learning, collaboration, creating the right environment to succeed and to fail are essential elements of a company's culture that will be the catalyst for digital transformation to happen successfully. So why celebrate failure? Because they are learning moments. People get to learn not only what works, but also, maybe even more importantly, what does not. Speaking of failure, 70% of digital transformation programs have failed. Some reports actually state 85%. It doesn't really matter. A lot of them fail because the culture was not conducive to change or adopting new ways of working, i.e., no grassroots initiatives, just top-down imposed changes. So other reasons cited for the failures are politics, power struggles, silos, lack of knowledge. And I've written a piece on that on LinkedIn, so you're more than happy to go out and have a read for it. In short, staff appreciate being part of the process, being engaged to ideate and come up with solutions. Keep in mind that the frontline staff are the ones that affected the most by archaic processes, and they have a wealth of information that is extremely valuable. Imagine being told that what a new process is going to be by some external consultant who hasn't bothered to research the existing challenges in a specific area of the business. And now imagine the frontline staff are intimately aware of what those solutions should be and how they could be more effective. Then imagine raising your concern only to be told that the very expensive consultant knows better. So what do you think will happen? They will most likely switch off, disengage, lose commitment and purpose. So now you've got a compound effect. One, the new process doesn't work. Two, the people that can fix it either don't care anymore or they've left and taken a wealth of knowledge with them, possibly to serve a competitor. So that's a risk that really needs to be managed appropriately, and that's one of the consequences of failed digital transformations. On the plus side, organizations that were already relying on digital channels have thrived, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, look at Uber Eats. All the hospitality businesses that had a partnership agreement with Uber Eats didn't miss a beat. Quite the opposite, they thrived. E-commerce businesses have seen incredible growth. Online sports, meditation, chess, karate, are all businesses that very quickly pivoted to digital channels and have been able to weather the storm. Supermarkets had online delivery, but it took them close to 3 weeks to ramp up for enough sales. So something about the strategy wasn't right. Organizations need to build plans and strategies with resilience and contingencies planned into them as well. So how do you start a DX program? Well, you start by asking the following questions. Why are you doing what you want to do? What business outcomes do you hope to achieve? Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it to satisfy the CFO, or are you doing it to satisfy a customer experience requirement? What are you planning on doing? How are you going to do what you plan on doing? Will it make the boat go faster? Will this new strategy be conducive to improve business outcomes? If you're planning something new, how can you then also use existing technology or processes, or amending them as well to suit the outcome that you're searching for? And also, who can help you answer these questions? And again, I'll refer back to the presentation from Simon. Just never start the conversation with, for example, we need a virtual reality solution to sell a customer a trailer. That's just shiny object syndrome, and that will lead to a lot of resources being wasted. So if you're an SMB and you don't have a CRM, for example, as a digital transformation project, this is the best and the quickest way, in my opinion, to get onto the DX bandwagon. A report from Deloitte from 2017 claims that over 70% of SMBs in Australia don't have a CRM. So getting one is exactly what DX is all about. It requires training people, freeing more of their time for high-value tasks, creating new automated processes, and simplifying the manual ones. It creates a single version of the truth, and the insights can be shared across the organization to improve customer experience and employee experience. It will force you to map out your sales process and customer journey. It will help you communicate with your clients on a one-to-one basis, but at scale. More shockingly, the same report claims that SMBs which adopt CRM have 44% higher revenue than those with no system or a basic system. All in all, digital transformation creates a new working environment that is more conducive to business outcomes and customer satisfaction. I know Agatha will talk some more about grants and other ways to finance DX. I just wanted to reiterate that Queenslanders, to the Queenslanders among us, that there's an adaptation grant round 2 coming out on July 1st, and the Queensland government will be offering $10,000 for the successful applications on digital projects to stimulate the economy.